Wahoo! Hello there, super scientists. It's me, Dr. Mario. Welcome to your biggest, most important mission yet, the Fall Science Exam Review. And you know what our goal is? To get a 100%. I bet you are. Okay, super scientist, I need you to grab your thinking cap. Your mission, it starts right now. Let's go.
And here we are. Welcome to World 1, the Animal Kingdom. In this level, we are going to learn all about animals. You know, what they look like, how they grow, the whole shebang.
Okay, let's dive right in. Now, this chart right here is super important. So mammals, they have fur or hair. Reptiles have those dry scales. Fish, well, they have fins to swim, of course. Birds have feathers. Amphibians have that wet skin. And insects, they're the ones with 6 legs. You gotta remember this. Now listen up, because here are 2 secret power-up rules for your exam. First thing to remember, eggs are not a body covering. No way. And second, for animals to stay warm in the cold, they need thick fat and fur. You got that? Good. Oh, a life cycle. Let's check out how a butterfly grows. It's a simple 4-step process. First, it starts as a tiny little egg. Then it hatches into a larva. Yep, that's a caterpillar. Next, it becomes a pupa. And then finally, mamma mia, a beautiful adult butterfly. So remember the order: egg, larva, pupa, adult.
Hello, super scientists. This is Assistant Peach. Let's take a look at this word right here, metamorphosis. I know, it's a big word, but it just means big changes. You know, like when a larva changes into a beautiful butterfly.
Our next important word is reproduce. And this one's simple. It just means to have young. It's very important to remember that only adult animals can reproduce. Woohoo! It's me again. And I've got a super fun fact for you. Did you know a baby frog is called a tadpole? And before it gets its lungs, it actually lives in the water and breathes with gills, just like a fish. How cool is that? Okay, let's travel way back in time, millions of years. So, how do we get a fossil? Well, step 1, an animal dies and gets covered up by mud. Then, step 2, all the soft parts rot away, but the hard parts, like the bones, they stay. Step 3, those hard parts turn into rock. And finally, step 4, wind and rain wear away the ground and uncover the fossil for us to find. Amazing! You cleared World 1. Fantastic work. Let's go to World 2, awesome environments. Now we're going to learn all about where animals live and how they survive. Hello again. Let's start with the word environment. An environment is simply all the living things like the plants and animals, and all the non-living things like rocks and water, all together in one place. And next up, we have a food chain. A food chain is just a model, and it shows us how energy moves starting from the plants and going to the animals that eat them. So here's a bonus point you've got to remember. All food chains start with plants, every single one. So for our example, let's start with some water plants. Okay, so we've got our water plants. Now for the next step. Who eats the water plants? A turtle does. So you see, the energy moves from the plant right over to the turtle. And here we have the final step in our little chain. So, what eats the turtle? An eagle. So the energy moves from the water plants to the turtle and then all the way up to the eagle. Perfecto! You know, environments can change. Sometimes they change really fast, like with fires or earthquakes. But other times they change slowly, maybe when a plant grows over everything, or when beavers build a big dam. We can change environments too. We can help the environment by recycling our trash and planting new trees. Yay! But we can also harm the environment with things like pollution or by cutting down too many trees. So let's always try to help, okay? This is our last definition for this world, adaptation. An adaptation is just something special that helps a living thing survive in its environment. You can kind of think of it like a special survival tool. Oh, I love adaptations. They're so cool. For example, a camel has long eyelashes to keep sand out of its eyes. Or a leaf insect looks just like a leaf, so nothing can see it. And a cactus is special because it's able to live in very dry places. Those are some awesome adaptations. Wow, you are almost there, super scientist. Welcome to the final level, World 3 Scientist Skills. Let's find out how to think like a real scientist. Okay, rapid fire time. Let's go. When you observe, you're using your senses. When you classify, you're just putting things in groups. To measure, well, you use a ruler. To predict is to guess what's going to happen next. And to infer is when you use what you already know to figure something out. These are your scientist superpowers. You've done it. You have collected all of the knowledge power-ups. Now, there's just one thing left. The final challenge. And your victory. Wahoo! Just look at that, a 100%. You did it. You completed the mission. We are so proud of you, super scientist. You are definitely ready for your exam.
You did it, super scientist. You finished the entire mission. Just remember everything we learned today. Good luck on your exam. Now go get that 100%. You are ready. Bye-bye.